In October 2007, the town of Red Pines, Oregon, a logging community tucked between mountains and mist, woke up to something they'd never experienced before. Silence. No birds, no wind, no chainsaws. It was a Wednesday, cold and overcast. At exactly 5:47 a.m., every dog in town began howling. At 5:48, all the town's power went out. By 5:49, local police received over a dozen calls about a strange humming noise coming from the sky. By 6 a.m., 6 people were missing. One of them was 10-year-old Mason Bright, who disappeared from his locked bedroom while his parents slept in the next room. Another was Sheriff Dean Harrow, who was last heard on the radio saying, "I think I see something above the ridge. Wait, that's not..." And then the line cut. By 9 a.m., the power returned. The humming stopped. The air felt wrong. Locals described it as heavy, electric, and watched. And Mason's room, empty, window locked, bed untouched. No footprints, no fibers, only a single wet handprint on the ceiling. That day marked the beginning of what would become known as the Red Pines incident. Over the next 3 days, the town reported 74 power fluctuations, 19 unexplained animal deaths, 5 additional disappearances, and 1 mass hallucination. At 2:22 a.m. on October 11th, 34 residents independently called 911, reporting that they saw a ring of light hovering above the tree line near Hollow Creek. Dash cams from patrol cars captured nothing, but audio recordings picked up something else. A clicking noise. Rhythmic, not mechanical, not natural, nearly identical across all devices. The state dispatched emergency management teams. The FBI arrived by October 12th, but by then, Red Pines had changed. Surveillance footage from the local grocery store showed that between 3 a.m. to 3 a.m. on October 9th, every shelf-facing camera glitched. In those 8 minutes, all perishables in the store spoiled simultaneously. Yogurt curdled, bread molded, milk blackened. The footage caught one strange anomaly. The soda bottles in aisle 5 vibrated, slightly, in perfect unison. Then the final disappearance. Dr. Lillian Cross, town physician, was last seen entering her clinic on October 13th at 6:12 a.m. Her car remained out front, her coat still on the chair, her coffee half full. In her patient file drawer, investigators found a note typed on a manual typewriter. "It is not a storm. It is a signal. Do not listen." Lillian never owned a typewriter. She was never seen again. On October 15th, 2 days after Dr. Cross vanished, FBI technician Omar Salas discovered something buried in the metadata of her clinic server. In a backup folder, last modified at 3:16 a.m., there were 3 encrypted WAV files. Each file was labeled only with a symbol, a triangle, a circle, and an eye. When decrypted, the audio contained distorted static, punctuated by faint rhythmic pulses. Audio analysts isolated the patterns and discovered that they repeated every 37 seconds, with increasing frequency. At exactly 4 minutes and 44 seconds into each file, there was a human voice, different voices, always whispering the same word. Meanwhile, reports continued pouring in. 3 more people went missing on the outskirts of town, 2 hikers and a power line technician. A state trooper investigating the edge of Hollow Creek described a low fog that vibrates, then promptly requested transfer. In response, Red Pines declared a local emergency. Martial law was enacted. A 10-mile radius was shut down, but the effects spread beyond the perimeter. Wildlife in the surrounding region began migrating erratically. Entire flocks of birds crashed into barns and silos. Game wardens found deer wandering into town, staring through windows, unblinking. Inside the woods, another discovery was made. On October 18th, a volunteer search team stumbled upon a clearing they claimed wasn't there on previous sweeps. At the center, a perfectly circular area of dead grass, roughly 12 meters in diameter. Burned into the center was a spiral. Inside the spiral, dozens of small bones, arranged like a clock, and next to it, partially buried beneath roots, a cracked VHS cassette labeled in fading marker, Dean 333. It was Sheriff Harrow's name. The FBI recovered the tape and had it digitized. The contents were classified, but one image leaked online in a now-deleted forum post. The still showed a single frame, a figure standing in the fog, arms outstretched, eyes blacked out, mouth open too wide. The file name of the leaked image was Signal Frame 33. The forum moderator who shared it deleted their account within 24 hours. The account has never been recovered. On October 21st, the FBI established a mobile command center just outside the town limits. That same night, at precisely 3:33 a.m., every signal monitoring device within the base failed simultaneously: GPS, comms, video feeds. What remained operational recorded exactly 44 seconds of clean, unbroken audio. A female voice whispering backwards. Linguists at Langley reversed and filtered it. The transcript read, "You brought it with you." It listens. "You're repeating what we buried." 3 hours later, Agent Salas collapsed in the mobile data room. Before losing consciousness, he reportedly said one word. That day, the signal analysts were ordered to investigate reflective interference. What they discovered was unsettling. When playing the original WAV files near a mirror at exactly 3:33 a.m., the audio waveform created a visual pattern on the glass surface, visible only under UV light, a spiral surrounded by crude glyphs, and in the center, the outline of a hand, identical to the handprint found on Mason Bright's ceiling. Meanwhile, residents began reporting vivid dreams, shared imagery, always involving static-filled forests, melted timepieces, voices speaking from water. Multiple children began sleepwalking. One drew dozens of spirals in black crayon along her bedroom walls. By October 24th, Red Pine's population had dropped by 42%. Those who could leave did. Those who stayed began to change. Pastor Mitchell, a 30-year town resident, delivered a sermon in an empty church, captured on video by a motion camera. He spoke clearly, but not in English. Linguists confirmed it as a hybrid of Old Latin, Greek, and an unknown root language. His final phrase, before collapsing at the altar, translated roughly to, "It is remembering itself." Then came the final breach. October 26th, 3:33 a.m. All remaining power systems in Red Pines died, and something came through Hollow Creek. No official recording exists of what happened in Red Pines between 3:33 a.m. and sunrise on October 26th, but fragments survived. A forest ranger's body cam recorded 17 seconds of distorted footage. Fog rolling upward instead of out, leaves lifting into the air unnaturally, and a distant sound like glass being sung through. At the end of the video, the trees bend inward. At 4:10 a.m., a distress call was transmitted from the FBI mobile unit. The voice was panicked, male, unidentifiable. The last words were, "It's not in the woods anymore. It's in the light." By 6 a.m., all communications ceased. All remaining personnel and town residents, 67 people, were unaccounted for. When response teams entered Red Pines at 11:12 a.m., they found cars abandoned mid-intersection, a perfectly intact breakfast on the diner counter, coffee still warm, clocks across the town stopped at 3:33 and no living soul. The only noise, a faint, low-frequency hum audible only to recording devices, not human ears. 3 objects were found at the town center. A mirror standing upright, cracked across its center. A child's drawing, spirals, hands, black sky, a VHS cassette in a manila envelope labeled "Again." The FBI classified all findings. Red Pines was declared a toxic containment zone. Satellite imaging was restricted. The town was quietly erased from digital maps by early 2008. But the incident didn't end there. In the months following, reports emerged in other parts of the Pacific Northwest. Identical low-frequency hums, mirrors warping briefly at 3:33 a.m., recurring dreams of hollow forests and static voices, and in one instance, in a motel outside Spokane, a family reported a cracked mirror in their room glowing faintly for 44 seconds. Security footage showed nothing, except for one glitch at 3:33 a.m., a single frame of a spiral. Then silence. Red Pines was the beginning, and somewhere beneath it, beneath the trees and water and vanished people, something continues to echo, waiting to be remembered.